Yep, and Alex, that's it. Hey, Alex. Alex, I met Alex before, and he's just has a newborn baby that he's trying to get some sleep, and I can totally relate. Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Hey, doing well.
Yeah, great to meet you. And it's a beautiful picture you have in the background there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see the decorations.
I see them, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey,
guys.
Caesar, how you doing?
Hey, Caesar.
Very good. How's it going?
Oh, Kevin,
Very well.
did you catch that behind there?
It's just a hedron back there. I see
Yeah.
a couple of them, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
This thing's heavy duty. It's made of steel.
Wow.
Yeah.
It doubles as a weapon in case there's an intruder. It just
You
doubles.
never know. That's right.
Maximum security. Well, great to have you guys. And we were just asking, and you probably know our question format by now. We just like to know where you guys are from and what your backgrounds are and where you see everything going. So where are you guys located?
So we're here next to LA. So we are EOS SoCal. I know it said EOS LA right on your thing there. But yeah, we're just about 45 minutes east of Los Angeles. And, we participate in a lot of the events going on in the LA area, which is basically the hub of it all. So, yeah, just trying to encompass Southern California and supporting as much as we can in the area.
Oh, good. Yeah. So, Caesar, I apologize about that. We'll try and fix
That's
that.
right.
But you guys are EOS SoCal, and we're glad to have you guys on. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, guys. Pleasure.
Yeah. So, like we were talking about before, just let us know a little bit about yourselves individually, and then we can go on to what EOS SoCal is all about.
Awesome. Yeah. So my background, so my position in EOS SoCal, I'm founder and I manage strategy. I'm hands-on with a lot of our initiatives right now. I'm an entrepreneur by trade. I recently sold the company and ended up starting an investment fund and began investing in a lot of the cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, looking at some of the altcoins, studying them. And we have this facility here with some space and some good electricity, so we decided to give mining a shot. So we got some ASICs back there. Alex helped us put some of the Ethereum nodes together, so we're mining Ethereum as well. And also got involved with some large-scale mining up in Washington. So when EOS got announced, we pretty much left everything else and jumped to support EOS full-time.
Yeah, and I'm Alex, and I'm the head of tech with EOS SoCal. And so I'm kind of in charge of everything that's tech-related, and right now that means block production. As Caesar said, the two of us, we've been very interested in crypto for some time. And it was, I don't know, about a year and a half ago or so that we really started to explore the different chains and tokens and technologies. And as he said, we've got a few different mining nodes in the back. And so after we did start mining Ethereum and looking into it, it had a lot of really, really interesting things that pulled us in, but a huge amount of, not a huge amount, but some very glaring flaws also that we picked up on right from the get-go. And while both of us were fans of Larimer's, it was after he had announced EOS and we saw everything that EOS did kind of solve that Ethereum was lacking in. That's when we decided to go really headfirst into the EOS atmosphere. Back to the present, we've just been really focusing on this huge sprint that all the other candidates have been doing, and that's been kind of learning the waters, all the technical waters, keeping up with all the updates, and just trying to perfect the art of block production right now.
I think I'm starting to realize you guys are on opposite ends of the office. I think it's the couch back there.
Yeah.
Yep, good observation.
Yeah, we got to position ourselves a little bit away from the nodes in the back, because otherwise it's quite a bit. It's a bit too loud. Yeah.
I got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, and so you guys formed EOS SoCal. You became obsessed with EOS. We've heard about that a couple times from people.
Yes.
Don't know anybody like that. And so, what are your guys' plans in terms of when you look into EOS and looking forward to election? What is EOS SoCal planning to do?
Sure. So right now we're involved in just trying to support any way we can. I think what makes us a little bit unique from a lot of these other candidates is that, our main goal is to support EOS, and regardless of the elections, whether we're block producers or not, we're still going to be supporters. And that involves, development, developing tools, really doing anything we can. For example, we're doing workshops trying to help people get their hands, developers get their hands on EOS. Users also learn how to navigate. As you all know, it's a pretty difficult learning curve. So, for example, we have a workshop here coming up on May 17th. It's on Thursday. It's in Santa Monica. You can look at the details on our website at eossocal.io, eossocal.io. And we're joining with Sensei out of Santa Monica, and the agenda involves learning how to register tokens, among other development-related things. So, aside from all that, we're trying to figure out how can we help this whole ecosystem. And right now, we're developing tools. Recently, we announced the Transparency and Accountability Dashboard, which was a tool that we designed to adopt ourselves to offer transparency and accountability to the token holders who vote for the block producers. And we made it open source, so hopefully any other block producer out there that wants to offer transparency and accountability can grab this open source tool and offer the same. Also, we've been working hard developing an app, or a DApp, and we're hoping to announce it here on your show today. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we'd love for you to announce it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So maybe before we dive into that, Alex, do you want to maybe talk about a little bit of our efforts related to the whole block production and what we're doing there?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, it was a few months ago. We wanted to really get involved in the community test nets. We wanted to get our hands dirty with exactly what it would take to become a BP. So we had launched our local nodes, but we wanted to join up with others. So we kind of ventured over into the superhero, or the community test net Telegram group, and at the time it was full. There's too many people filling up those 21 spots in order to test. So there was a kind of a collection of us who were just waiting for somebody to bow out and free up some space. So at that time, I had made a post expressing my interest in launching a secondary net, and one in which could take everybody else who was interested. Actually, it was at that time that a Dennis with EOS Nation, he had reached out to me, and the two of us decided to kind of pursue launching a secondary testnet. After he and I kind of got our hands dirty and figuring out exactly what it would take, two others, Meet One and EOS Canon, they joined up with us. And after just a little bit of time, we launched the Scholar testnet. And I think that was the second prominent testnet that was out there. I know Jungle came out right around that same time as well. Since we've had the testnets, since we've had that testnet going, we've been very active in all the other BP launch groups. Right now, that means the BP infrastructure group has been just really, really going off with all the candidates doing research and voicing their opinions about security and what exactly is going to be required of both the producing block producers and the backups in terms of security, in terms of hardware that's required to run this. And aside from that, I know EOS Canada has got just an amazing bit of software going for the BIOS. And so we've been working really hard with them, participating in all these, they're doing these staged launches leading up to the actual mainnet. So assuming that the community does rally behind this approach to the BIOS, I just encourage all other block producers to be joining us there and to participate in all these stage launches, so that all of us can just have the necessary experience in order to launch this.
Awesome. Certainly sounds like that. Yeah, that's been going that direction. We've heard a lot of great feedback about the BIOS boot software. from EOS Canada, and we've had a few other block producer candidates mention that as well. We should also mention another community project you guys have worked on would be the block producer portal. You helped Joe from EOS Asia, our very own block producer portal that folks can research block producers on. So thank you very much, by the way.
Thank you for mentioning that. Appreciate it.
That's really great. And and we should talk about your secret project. Nobody wants to hear about that, I'm sure.
So we've been working pretty hard to get this out, so we're excited about it. So it's a DApp built on EOS, and the whole purpose is to revive barter. So barter's been quite an inefficient process. When the internet came, it made the process a little easier where people can actually communicate online. And from our perspective, blockchain is going to take that to the next level. And what our app does is it takes the inefficient process. For example, today, barter might consist of me going on Craigslist or maybe some other DApp that puts users together, and I would have to send a message saying, hey, I got this item and I want to trade it for yours. So what our app does is it makes the negotiation process silent. So it's silent and systematic, where you would actually send trade offers and receive trade offers with no verbal communication. The app is called Trade Stuff. You can take a look at it on tradestuff.com. And the whole idea is that there's no money involved, and thanks to Dan Larimer's amazing vision, there's no fees for usage either. So anybody can trade without having to pay fees. In fact, we're thinking about models where you can actually get paid to trade. So that's where it gets really interesting. And the whole idea is that normally you would have to find somebody to trade with where there's a coincidence of wants, meaning you got an item and I got an item. So for a trade to happen, we have to want each other's item. And we aim to solve this by allowing complex trades where you might not want the item I have, but I would send that in one direction and then he sends it another direction. So 1,000 trades later, I'll get the item I wanted from you without having to have an item that you wanted. And further, you can split value. So say you have a $20 item. I might not have one $20 item. I might have 4 $5 items, and I'll send those 4 in different directions, not to you. And ultimately, I'll get your $20 item. So it allows multilateral indirect trading. It allows individual and bundled trades. Further, under the traditional trade model, you would have to trust one another. So thanks to blockchain, it provides a lot of the security features, such as prevention of double spending. So if I enter an agreement with you, that wouldn't happen elsewhere. Further, the model is really interesting, where if, say, for example, you want to trade a $10 item, you would stake $10 in EOS, and we would use that EOS to power both the bandwidth and use it as collateral for the item. So it becomes scalable from a computational resources standpoint, as well as if you don't send me your item, then I can take you to arbitration and take your stake. So it serves various purposes, and further, since there's an excess of stake compared to what the computational requirements are, then we can take that excess computational power and lease it. So that's where you would generate an income using third-party apps like Chintai that proposes to allow token holders to lease out their computational resources. So in this case, we can generate income while you have a stake in there, and you might even make money for trading. So these are some of the models that are just amazing that are possible on EOS. So.
And we were talking on the pre-call, and you mentioned that the guy who had the red paperclip, as I mentioned in your white paper, he traded all the way up to a house, right?
So this guy goes on Craigslist, starts with a red paperclip, trades it for a pen, and then trades that for something else, keeps going up in value, ends up with a house. So that's motivation for this product, and we have that story on our website. So that proves the value of barter. It's just the problem is it's so inefficient, and we aim to solve all those issues and bring it back.
This sounds really exciting, and I'm just looking at your website now. I believe you've made it so that the regular person can understand what's going on there, and definitely get some adoption. That would be awesome.
Yeah, the idea was, and I borrowed this from Dan Larimer, where he says, these products should be user-friendly and not necessarily meant to say, hey, here's a blockchain product. Rather, here's an app. And similar to Steam, where anybody can read and interact with these articles, we did mention blockchain, but the whole idea is, hey, it's a trade, it's a barter system, it's an efficient barter system. And by the way, it's powered by EOS. Yeah. So there is no ICO right now or distribution. What we care about the most is we're hoping that this product will make us billionaires, but not from the monetary sense. Rather, the Brock Pierce definition of changing 1 billion lives. And we hope that this will monetize the otherwise devalued items that you have around. So rather than having to sell them, if I could use the value of old pair of sunglasses to acquire other products in the marketplace, we feel that we can generate value for many people around the world. So we hope that this is one of those billionaire apps.
Yeah, absolutely. Craigslist definitely changed how people traded stuff, and trade stuff is going to change that now. So
we hope so.
Must be fun designing a token economics model. You mentioned possibly paying people to trade. Can you just grab a little bit more about that?
Sure. So the way we would generate income is by having your collateral. So in this case, if you're trading sunglasses that are valued at $20, you're required to put up an equivalent value of EOS tokens. So that might be 1 token. And we use that same token to power the computational resources of the app itself, the bandwidth, the CPU, and we're figuring out how to update the model based on this whole RAM change, where you're actually having to buy. But what we're proposing to do is take care of the RAM cost ourselves. So once you do have a staked token on there, the excess unused computational resources from those $20, we monetize that through leasing, such as the Chintai, and I know that there's another app being proposed under the hackathon, the EOS hackathon, that the big one they're having. And through those apps, if we generate income, then that's how the whole application is monetized. And we can share some of that back with you in excess of what it might cost for us to continue adding value and improving the features. And what we plan to do is make it modular, where it's similar to Steam, where Steam is just a module where Steemit is an application that accesses that module, and you have Busy, you have Steemit, you might have others, and I know Everpedia did the same model where their article module is accessible to any app that wants to build on top of. And we borrowed that same structure where we want to make a trade module where trade stuff is the app built onto this trade module, and anybody can continue to build this this database, decentralized database of stuff for trade, and the owners can continue updating and changing status. And as soon as a trade is entered, then the blockchain itself will change the status. So if there's outstanding offers anywhere through any app, it'll immediately withdraw that outstanding offer, basically saying this thing's already traded and done. So it's pretty interesting where you can get paid to trade. Where else can you say that, right?
That's pretty neat. I've often wondered about, folks who are making new dApps, where do they get this kind of expertise and knowledge, how to design a good token economic model? And where have you guys gone to help get help with that, rather?
Sure. So we've built most of the design here in-house. Alex and I have built a few products in the past. Before we jumped into blockchain world, we're building a mobile marketing automation platform. And so we have some experience building front end and back end software development. And we're also on the smart contract side, since we're working to develop as the documentation is released. So, EOS is such a new thing that as features come out and as they switch things around, we're, looking to adapt this stuff. So, we're getting help on the smart contract by object computing. So, we're getting ready to announce that relationship as well. And they've been very helpful from the piece that we haven't quite mastered, which is the smart contract side of things. We're proficient in the node operation. We're beginning to build up our resources on the smart contract, and ultimately our vision is to have a couple C++ guys here, crunching away at the smart contracts as we polish up our knowledge base here. And from the front end, we handle many things here in-house, as well as we work to outsource. We have some great advisors on our team. So we just try to put pieces together. Whatever we might be lacking, we outsource.
Nice. And so obviously it sounds like you're taking, as a block producer, you'll be taking some of the rewards and putting it back into your dApps, of course, and building new dApps as well. Sounds like you guys are doing good stuff there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
How much is that tetrahedron in the background weigh?
Yeah, you should see the other one we have. It's like you might be able to see it through the window there, but
yeah,
it's about 5 feet tall and it weighs about 50 pounds, man. That's heavy duty. So,
do some chin-ups in the chestahedron.
That's right. Try that.
Well, Bluejays, what other questions do you have?
Hey guys, so can you just let us know? I believe we've gotten the website and we've gotten your trade stuff out there and we've shared it with everybody in the chat. Are you guys going to be at the Tulip conference this year?
Yeah, that's the plan. We've been speaking to G and trying to help. I know David from 42 has been working hard to create an agenda, so we've been in chat with him this last Saturday to see if we can help on the agenda. So we definitely plan to attend. And I know you guys are going, so I'm looking forward to meeting you guys in person.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Enjoying talking to you.
Thank you, Samuel.
Don't let Kevin break your chestahedron by trying to do chin up.
Keep me away from that.
I'll send you guys one. Send me your address. I got a handyman that just whips these things out in like 2 hours.
Wow. Oh, really? You trying to kill the UPS guy, huh? Well, so where are you guys going next? Where can people keep up with you guys at EOS SoCal?
So, on eossocal.io, we have our Telegram channel. We just opened that up, so we'd invite anybody to go in there and let us know what your thoughts are on trade stuff, some of the other tools that we have, like the transparency tool, just to chat in general, talk shop, by email, Twitter. So on our website, you can find all the ways to connect. And we'd love to hear from anybody. We're an open organization, and we love to talk shop.
Awesome. And of course, I'm looking at your timeline. The project roadmap for trade stuff is December 2018. So that's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're working hard. We have the initial smart contract ready, at least the first phase. So Alex and I are sort of QAing that and working on the front end. This beta, the first beta one, will offer simple, peer-to-peer trade, single item, no multilateral yet, and we'll be working to increase complexity of these trades and adding features, including the dispute resolution, the monetization through the leasing, and continue adding features. Right now, our hopes are to have it fully functional and good to go by December.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Cesar. We're honored that you took the time and to come on the show and also to announce your app on here.
Awesome. Our pleasure. It's been fun. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you much.
All right.
Good night.
See you.